2-1, it's done it again! It's done! It's Georgie Kelly!
Do me a favour, drop me off in Rotherham.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to New York Talk. This is the Rotherham United podcast, and the character building continues. Being a Rotherham United fan, another defeat on the road. We scored a goal this time, though, which is a positive. But we'll go through the game. So obviously some plus points, but in the end, you get zip for it. Mick's back with us. How you doing, Mick?
I'm all good, mate. Thank you. You?
Yeah, very, very good. Steve's back. How you doing, Steve?
All good, Top. Good evening, all.
Good evening. Good to be with you. And Kev's back. How you doing, Kev?
Very well, thank you, mate. Very well.
We have people with us, YouTube viewers, with us as is Sarah Ogden, Paul Rose this evening, just about to recover from a 40-hour round trip, getting too old for it. Hats off to the 450 millers that went yesterday. That's great trip for not much. The Baldy Wolfer says, evening, guys. Richard says, evening all, Jekyll on high performance. Kelly's Bob's Palmad are all with us as well, and loads of other people. Thank you all for being with us. We're going to start with you, though, Kev, with your hat and your new company you're going through. Just talk a bit through the third shot and why people might be seeing it a bit more.
Yeah, a friend of mine, I've been playing people since I retired from playing football. I started playing pickleball and paddle. And if people play it, they know that in paddle and pickle, the third shot's the most important shot. It's when after the serve and return, then you can start playing. So that's where the name came from. And me and a friend of mine were playing a few months back, and we're like, no one really sells that kind of stuff for paddle and pickle and golf and whatnot. So yeah, it just came about. Started off as a bit of a running joke between friends in a pub, and 3 months later we've launched as a home brand. So it's pretty mad. It's very early days. You know, I hope it works. Fingers crossed it does. But we've got some good kit coming out, to be fair. Obviously, due to a few of my contacts from football, I've got a few ex-players wearing it, golfing and stuff like that. So, you know, fingers crossed. I think you put details on screen. So if anyone wants to check it out, Instagram and Twitter, there's there, and the website. Stock's landing in a couple of weeks, but we are taking pre-orders. So, yeah. If anyone wants a discount code, DM me because I can give you 15% off. Push.
There you go. What more do you need? And we'll keep mentioning that. We'll kind of announce it now. Third Shot's going to kind of sponsor our instant reaction. So on our instant reaction, you'll hear more about the Third Shot going out from next week, obviously, onwards.
I thought about a competition we could do.
Go on.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to give a shirt away each game on whoever guesses who had his third shot. Then I realised nobody will win. So it's no point, is there?
That's all right for Stoke then, isn't it?
Yeah. It'll just carry over for each week, won't it?
Yeah.
They're like Euro Millions.
Yeah, exactly.
57 shirts to you away.
Right, Mick. Another defeat on the road. We'll come on to the specifics, and the good thing is for us, there's stuff to talk about. There's incident. It wasn't a boring kind of 1-0 game, but it's another one that falls into the Jekyll and Hyde performance. I know Tom messages during the game yesterday. Kind of say he thought it was one of the best halves we've had all season in the first half, and it's a slump. Let's put it that way in the second half.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? It's just it's I don't know. It's inexplicable as to how we can't put 60 or 70 minutes in the same game together. You know, let alone the full 90. How many games this season now is it where we've been really, really good one half, and the polar opposite in the next half or the previous half, whichever way around we've done it. It's really difficult to take positives out of it. You know, when you're going away constantly and you're constantly losing again, we're back into that cycle of just not getting the performances away from home and certainly not getting the results. So, but at least we are having at least one good half. You know, there's been 2 seasons where we haven't even had that for a lot of the games. I know that it's clutching at straws. It is clutching at straws, and I get that. But it'll come. I'm sure it will come. But it's a worry as to why it is. You know, I think that's more the issue at the moment, because it has to be a psychological thing. It's not a tactical thing, because I don't think necessarily we change tactics from one half to the other. You know, it's got to be a mental thing. He'll get it right. I'm sure he will get it right, but it's incredibly frustrating, hugely frustrating.
Yeah. Phil says, most pressing thing, we lost to a poor side. We can't withstand any sort of sustained pressure. Rob adds on here, Kev, that you can analyse the performance in very simple terms. Senior pros go missing when under the cosh. Nobody has the desire to attack the ball in the box. Players need to go up there. Yeah. I think that kind of sums up basically every single game. But even the games we've won at times have had those vibes to them as well. But it's still, I suppose, if you want to let them, it's still quite early in the project or whatever you want to call it, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's still early. It is a massive concern. These are players who Hammy relies on massively on the pitch. Well, we've got. I mean, I'm not here to defend Hammy. I like the guy as a person, but he's not getting results. But once them players step over that line, he can only do so much, and he's relying on players who are letting him down. He probably feels letting himself down. He's letting the fans down. I know he does. I know he's taking it personally. And something's, like Mick just said, something's got to change. It's hard to pinpoint what it is. It's weird how I watched the game and I thought I won't say it's his best performance. I thought Barnes the first half was his best performance in the cup, but that we're on power. We look like we're actually going to score a few goals. And had that second goal gone in after Hugel's goal, it's a totally different game. I still at 2-0 up the way we're playing, I still won't think we're going to go on to win the game. That's the sad thing. That's the annoying thing. It's just so frustrating. And as soon as that Wimbledon goal went in, I don't know if Cam Dawson at fault. It looked like he struck it while he was outside his foot, but as soon as it went in, the head just went down, and it were almost like they knew we were going to lose. And that's just a losing away mentality we've got. And Ami's got to change that, and he's got to change it quick.
He took a big deflection, didn't it?
I thought so.
Did it?
I thought so at first, but then the angle behind the goal doesn't look like it.
Oh, I thought it was outside his foot. It just hit it well for me. I don't know. I might be wrong.
It looked like it came off Jules's backside, to be honest. Right. To me, anyway. But what do I know?
Proves how much I was watching.
Yeah. I might have just had wrong glasses on.
We'll come on to the specific goals in a minute, Steve. But even if you watch it back and really watches the goals back, as soon as that goal goes in from Wimbledon, Cam Dawson shouting and screaming at everybody else. Joe Powell's got his head in his hands. Somebody else has got their hands on their knees. I'm thinking, it's 1-1. And it's a good goal. It's either a very good goal or a lucky deflection. Whichever one you want, it's one of those two. It's not the end of the world. You're going to concede these goals. But that reaction from the players was, it's shocking. You can't react like that. It's just a goal. You move on. And I was really surprised. Well, I'm not surprised, but I am just very disappointed.
Well, yeah. I have to confess that it's testing my powers of positivity, and we all know how positive I generally am as a fan. I mean, I've been trying to keep my powder dry probably until October, and I'm still going to do that. But I was kind of content with the first half. But as you say, I mean, that's the goal that we conceded wasn't a great goal in its conception, because there wasn't even any conception. We gave him the ball. And he nipped through our defence, and yeah, all right, finished it all right. I don't know about deflection. I don't think I've seen an angle where it shows a deflection. But if it came off Jules' arse, then really it's appropriate for how we lost the game. It was pretty poor. And you're right. As soon as we score, as soon as we concede nowadays, and it's been like it really most of last season, the season before. And we've said it on here umpteen times. The air just goes out of you, and you just think, oh, God. And I kind of I lost connection on my highly legal stream and wasn't aware of the penalty. My lad was at the game, and he texted through and said penalty to Wimbledon. And I wasn't overly surprised that we conceded the second one pretty soon after the first one. When by rights we should have been 3 up at half time. And it as Mick says, it's immensely frustrating. And I'm not sure what you can, apart from trying to get the mentality right, how do you react to something that goes against you? I'm not sure. I mean, we have players to come back. The fact that Holmes got injured within 24 hours of a great performance doesn't help, because he had an effect on our side last week. I really don't know. It's getting to the point where I'm going to end up pulling my hair out. And fortunately for me, I do have some to pull out, unlike our mate who hasn't. And Kev, now he makes caps, can cover his up.
No, I have still got hair.
I was just about to ask, do you do a line for the older gentlemen amongst us?
Yeah, of course we will, mate.
You do stuff that won't make us look a bit of a dick.
I'm not Paul McKenna, mate. I can't help you with that.
Yeah. This comes down to mentality, and Scott Kent and a few people have brought up kind of the tactical situation. We didn't come back. Wimbledon's changed in shape. The only time we got the foot back in the game was 5 minutes from the end when we finally changed shape. And we can talk about tactics, and there are question marks under formations and setting up and 3 at back, 4 at back, whatever you want to pick. We could have a conversation for literally hours about that. But it comes down to what I think we've all just mentioned. It's mentality. The mentality is not right for these players at the minute. And like Steve mentioned, we've talked about this for 3 years, that this club, and you could certainly include some fans in this, they can't deal with adversity. When something goes wrong, well, that's it. World's ended. Well, this is terrible. And the players seem infected with that at the minute because of that, and because of the you go back to the Cardiff game, the Stevenage game, and Port Vale game to an extent, even though we won it. Everything just goes to pot. And I wonder, and I'm sure I'm sticking with him, but I wonder how much is that in his wheelhouse to deal with that side of things. Because Paul Owen was a great man manager, for example.
Yeah.
For Steve Evans' dislikes at other times, he's been really good at getting things out of players. Is it in Matt Hamshaw's wheelhouse to kind of sort that mentality out? Is the question. We don't know, but what do you think?
I think it is, yeah. I think it is. But let's just wind the clock back, 3 months? We were all saying, this is not a quick fix. This is not an overnight fix. This is a long-term project. And yet here we are, 6-7 games into the season, and I'm kind of playing devil's advocate to a degree here. Mm-hmm. Here we are, 6 or 7 games into the season, saying, is Matt Hamshaw capable of doing this? Is the team good enough? I read somewhere today a comment on not on one of ours, not on X. It was a comment on the highlights from the game, I think, on YouTube somewhere. This has to be, without doubt, the worst Rotherham United team in history, is what it said.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this is kind of I said that. Well, I'm not taking the mickey out of the person that said that, but the point I'm trying to make here is that this is the attitude that some people have that's going to seep into the club. It's going to seep into the rest of the fan base. Nobody seems to be going down the road that we were going down 3-4 weeks ago, that this is a long-term project and it's not going to change overnight. It's not. We've talked about Hamid's talked about the culture at the club over the last 2 or 3 years, and now it's gone. We have talked endlessly as supporters, both on this podcast and on social media, about the culture of the football club. It doesn't change overnight just because one person in a position of authority in the club has changed. It takes weeks, months, years to change the culture of a football club. And new players coming in are gonna feel that previous culture until they have time to work on it. So yeah, it's crap. It's garbage. It's horrible losing away from home. And I agree with everything that everybody's said about the reactions of the players from conceding a goal, not even going a goal down, but a team drawing back. The reaction of some of the players, I think, is a testament to where the culture still is. But again, like I said, it does not change the fact that we are so early into this, so early, and you got people saying at the beginning of the season, "I'll be happy with lower mid-table." That's fine. That's just as long as we see some progress. We are seeing progress.
Yeah,
we are. So patience, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody that, with all due respect to Bradley Sanderman, I don't think that guy had ever seen Bradley Sanderman, who was in one of the worst Rotherham sides I've ever seen. But it always has to be either the best or the worst nowadays, doesn't it? Whatever it is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'm a bit guilty of what you're saying, Mick, is that, I see what I can see, but it doesn't alter the fact that the 90 minutes, every now and again, it just does you in. Really, you've just got to be careful how you react. And there's a lot of football fans, and it's not just our fans are like it. They react to the nth degree and say, "Right, it's all got to be chucked out. We have to start again."
Yeah,
it's a bit like Man United today.
Yeah. Put my on what we mentioned. Don't know if you know, but Paul Warne used to have a shrink come in and coach the player on mental attitude on the pitch. Yeah, you'd like to think that if that's something needed doing, I'm sure we'll kind of identify that and find a pretty cheap one, probably, because that's what we'll need to do. But hopefully find one.
Be on Gumtree now, looking.
Martin Miller says, Mick, was that really a genuine comment or just a wind-up merchant who loves stirring the pot and may even not be a Miller's fan?
It was a name that I'm not familiar with. It wasn't one that I could associate necessarily with any of the usual suspects in terms of that. I don't know. I've no idea. I don't have no idea whether it has to be a wind-up. I mean, it's such a stupid comment. It has to be a wind-up, doesn't it? But
yeah,
you know, who knows? It might not be.
Okay, Mel says, if we keep changing minds, you'll get nowhere. I don't think it's worth. Does everyone add on to that? As you see, some of the usual suspects mentioned changing minds, but again, I think it's a bit of a stupid conversation at this stage of the season. But anybody can say what they want like on this.
I think. I mean, it's not even because I like Hammy as a person. I think and it's not. It just needs time. He's got to have a fair crack at whip. Changing it now would be. Don't get me wrong. If it were based on results, Tony Stewart has got to be definitely thinking about making a change. He's got to be. But I personally don't think it's the right thing to do. But I suppose, like some fans on Twitter, the right to a point. At what stage does it get to? Do we go if we go another 5 games without another win? Is that time? If we go 10 games without a win, if we pick up a couple of wins in between, I don't know. For me, it's got to be backed. It's got to have a window or two. And like Mick says, there has been signs of getting better. It's just sadly it's so inconsistent, and the team is having to play is so inconsistent and different all the time due to these injuries we're getting. Whether that's a problem, what needs addressing internally. I've seen people saying Ross Burby this and got sacked at Huddersfield for a similar thing. I don't know about that. I don't know Ross at all. I don't know if it's true. Then I'm sure I'm able looking at that because something's got to change with that. Whether I said a couple of weeks back or a week ago, I thought we're down to bad looks when the guy from Everton came in and got injured. I thought, but looking, I don't know. Are we all? Is there something going wrong? Are they being pushed too hard in training? Are they not getting the right recovery treatment? Are they not doing the right warm ups? Something's out of line, definitely.
Yeah, it is. I hope it'll work it out. But we got to bear in mind this is a manager that hasn't been backed by the chairman, and is unlikely to be backed any further by the chairman. So if anybody wants him sacked, just think who's going to want to take that job. Who else is going to want to take that job in future? Just bear that in mind. And
that's the fair point. You know what I mean? Tony Stewart can't come out in public and say that he's backed the manager because he's done precisely the opposite.
Yeah.
So he's set him on, accepted, and whether that was ever his decision in the first place to do that, who knows? But there can never ever be any suggestion that he has been backed financially. And the players that we brought in are pretty much, apart from the odd one or two on freeze, and young and cheap, So and it's a constant lowest budget we've had in a long time or whatever, So that can't be done unless we're in absolute danger of going down. There should be no way. But there still has to be a continuation of the progress that they're making.
Yeah, I agree. Andrew Barlow, the joy of football. 7 days since we were brilliant. Now we're relegated.
Yeah. That's where we are, isn't it? Yeah. Things have changed so much, certainly since me and Steve were sort of watching football in the 70s and 80s. Some of these things will have been said in the pub after a game for 10 minutes. It's now 24/7, 365 days of the year, constant barrage of completely polar opposite views, and everybody's right. You know what I mean? You just can't get away from it. I don't know what that's got to do with help, but it's.
I mean, we don't help that by doing a podcast about it. To be honest,
try and balance it out. because with all of us on here have all got differing views, as we're about to find out on certain things. You know, we all have, but none of us say we're right. Well, I might do occasionally, but I'm not.
And none of us ever managed a football team or owned a football team either. So
exactly, absolutely, absolutely.
Neither do I want to either.
Or played at a higher level, or whatever, or coached at a high level.
Speak for yourself, Michael.
None of us are experts. No matter what people tell you, nobody on here or anywhere else is an expert on football. We're just fans, as is everybody else on the socials.
We're all tactically inept, aren't we?
Correct.
Exactly. Right. Let's talk about the goals, Steve. Let's start with the real positive, the real high moment of the game, or the only high moment of the game. But Jordan Hugel's first goal in 11 months. We'll talk about his other actions in a minute. This was a really, really good moment. It was a really, really tidy finish. And if you talk about reaction of conceding the first goal, Hugel's reaction told you everything when he scored that goal. He was absolutely buzzing, and that must be a massive monkey off his back.
Well, obviously, I mean, 11 months without a goal for a centre forward is ridiculous. I mean, granted, he wasn't played very often by the previous regime, but it was really good for him to score. The swivel on it, he really took it well. Nice ball in from the right-hand side. Bobbled a bit. He turned on it, whack in the net, and you could see he was so relieved by it. And of course, it shows again that the team is together as well. The way they celebrate together, and I really thought that. I mean, we're a couple of minutes afterwards. Spence had a chance, and if only that had gone in, Bob on 2-0, they wouldn't have come back from that. It might have given us even more confidence not to collapse like a pack of cards when we conceded. But I'm really chuffed for Hugo. I mean, I hope he follows it up with more now, because we do need him to score. He's a centre forward that doesn't really score, and whilst Nombe's out, he's the shining light, and I mean, we've got two other forwards as well, haven't we? They're out, so he's on his own, and I thought that was a really neat finish.
Yeah, it is, and it's kind of the finish of a seasoned pro, Kev. That one, he's obviously not won the first ball. It's coming to no man's land. He's used the defenders as kind of a shield, and we're all, like Steve mentioned, we're desperate for somebody to start getting goals, and if he can do a Nombe and get now 4 in 6, 4 in 7 kind of thing, that'll do us the world of good as a team.
Yeah, definitely do him world of good and all that. When his pre-season, he got scored. He got scoring Algarve, and then he scored 2 at Harrogate Warrior as well. And I generally did think this was going to come good this season. And it must have meant a lot from, like you said, getting that off your back straight away. And his movement was fantastic. If you're watching he actually got fouled near. Well, he went down near the centre circle, got straight back up, spun round, managed to get into the box, and then cut straight in off from the other side. Great move, and he deserved his goal, and it must be a huge thing off his back. I thought he took it very well. And that's what he can do, and that's the frustrating thing. And I like Jordan Hugill. I don't like what he brings to the team. It's not him personally. I just think he spends most of his time frustrating fans by. I obviously listened to the game on the iFollow, and the comedy. I somehow picked up Wimbledon commentary, and literally all they were saying was about Jordan Hugill spending time on his ass. Down again, he's down again, he's down again, and it's it is frustrating to see, but because we all know what he can do. Hence that goal. If he gets in some positions and then balls come in, and I see a lot of comments on X saying that he's not getting the service. They'll probably got a point judging by that on Saturday. Looking at that ball coming to the box, you put 5 of them into that box, and Jordan Hugill will score a couple of goals off them chances. First time we do it, he scores a goal off it. So let's hope we see more to come of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the build-up play is really, really nice. We can't go any further out praising Dan Gore, really, because Dan Gore's put in a hell of a sprint for that one. It's a decent ball in by Colette Gillespie, but the hard work has been done by Dan Gore there. And we're starting to, this week and last week, we're starting to really see what I hope is the real Dan Gore going forward.
Yeah, it was that goal was made by him, wasn't it? Despite the fact he don't get the assist or the goal. You know, he's won the ball back in front of the back four there, and he started that move off. Coletta's made a really good run, and Gore's picked him out, and the ball in is really dangerous. It's a really good ball in, but yeah, Dan Gore made that goal really, and probably arguably, I'm sure Coletta wouldn't agree, deserves the assist, but he'll not get it. It doesn't matter ultimately. That's 2 games on the trot where playing that little bit deeper in midfield has really, really suited Dan Gore. And you're right, he's beginning to show what he is capable of, as are others.
Yeah,
you know? So there are positives to take from it. There are. We lost, so you know. Anyway, there you go. Yeah.
Still a lovely footballer. He's a lovely footballer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Gore.
Well, I think you and Tom are going for a joint chair of the Dan Gore fan committee.
I'm a big fan. I was so glad when he came back, because when the team settles down, he's going to be a really important player.
Yeah.
I like his attitude. Sorry, Matt. He chucks it. I watched him. From the angle of the Wimbledon camera, there was something down the left hand side early first half, and Dan Gore having some proper argy-bargy one at Wimbledon players a few times, and I like it. You know, after the ball, he would chuck it into him. I like stuff like it. Shows a bit of fight and passion. That's what we need. Since Rathbone went, we've missed that type of player, and he's slotting him nicely.
Yeah.
He's a bit of he's going to get a red card at some point.
Oh, 100%.
Let's kind of accept it, really. Chris Taylor says we're going to get a Gore calendar, a Dan Gore calendar for some for Christmas. He said Joe Powell.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'll be posing in it.
Yeah. On the chat yesterday, Tom went yesterday and put Dan Gore is a fantastic player to watch. He's been outrageous today. As good as Holmes was at centre back last week, Gore was doing the same thing this week. Yeah. So this podcast is, as a group, huge fans of Dan Gore. Which probably means he's going to get recalled in January, if we're all honest with you.
Yeah. But the way they played today, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. We touched on the Wimbledon goal, Mick. Is there anything else you want to touch on it? I think it's a good finish, but the problem is kind of the build up to it. It's scrappy, it's messy, it's just bad.
We gave the ball away coming out of defence. We tried to play the ball too long out of defence and missed out the midfield, and we gave it away. And more often than not, when we try that ball, more often than not, because we did it while we were on the back foot and we weren't set. So, you know, for example, we played the same ball last week for Hall to score the goal, but at that point we were on the front foot. This time we were on the back foot, and there is a difference, isn't there? And whoever it went up to, I don't think it was Schugel. I'm not sure who it was. They weren't ready, and they got mugged by the defender. But again, the defending on the edge of the box is not great. I'm a bit perplexed as to how anybody can blame Dawson for that. That blows my mind a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because if it didn't take the deflection, it's a great finish for me. But
he's blindsided by 3 players.
Well,
two defenders and 1 attacker, I think.
Yeah.
It never crossed my mind that it was something to do with Dawson. You know, it's funny, isn't it? And then you go on social media and some people are digging him out, but that fits their narrative because they don't like him anyway. So they're gonna dig him out every time we concede a goal.
I love him. I love the guy, but I actually think he was slightly thoughtful. I think he should have done better. Personally, I just think when it's coming across him like that, he's a big guy. There weren't much room. There weren't much room for the ball to go through, and I just think as a 6 foot plus goalkeeper, you should be able to stretch and save that. That's just me personally, and I like him.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. So what we've agreed as a podcast is we don't know if it's deflectors. It might be deflected. It might be a great finish. And also it might be Dawson's fault. It might not be Dawson's fault.
So absolutely.
We've covered all bases there, I think, haven't we?
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing all right.
This is the great podcast.
We're getting to the bottom of things tonight, guys. We're sorting it out. We're nailing everything down. Harry says that Dan Gore is rubbish. That's a note from any Man United.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He's not doing very well, still.
Gore was class. Phil thinks no fault on Dawson. He's becoming a scapegoat. But at the same time, he's not helping himself in certain aspects. But maybe touch on that later on. We'll now touch on the Matt Hamshaw thinks it's a controversial incident. This is once again he's going to split the podcast. I am going to come to you first, Kev, because me and you are on the same page, and then we'll let Nick have his rant in a minute. For me, it's a nailed-on penalty, and it's really, really stupid from Hugo. From an experienced player like Hugo, to be physical like that, it's just silly.
I mean, I'd like to see it again in slow motion. I'd like to have a different angle because it was very late and they coming in.
Yeah.
But my instant reaction was, it's just stupid. It's a penalty. And do you know what? Even if there weren't much contact or much, he still got his hands on the kid's back. And maybe it were part of his reputation preceded him. He's been going down a bit during the game and all other games and barracking referee, which I like that. I don't mind that at all. But maybe the referees thought he must have. Maybe he weren't sure himself, but his reputation preceded him and he gave it. Me personally, I think it was a penalty. And if it weren't a penalty, it was just probably a bit stupidity. And it's a shame because he just got that goal, fans are chanting his name, and then that happens. Juries, I've changed my mind since we started this podcast, Matt. Before, it was a nailed-on penalty. It was a nailed penalty, but someone's pointed out to me I should look at it I probably should look at it from a different angle and see if there were. But I still think even if there wasn't much contact, it was still a bit stupid to have your hands up. That's my opinion.
Yeah, as you expect with League One, there's not great angles, but the ones we've got, Mick, are Jordan Hugill with his hands all over another player. And we all know if it was the other end of the pitch, Jordan Hugill would have acted the same as the Wimbledon player. And we would have all wanted a penalty. We would have all been begging for a penalty there.
Jordan Hugill hasn't got the acrobatic skills to act in the same way that the Wimbledon player acted. He's put his hands on him. So we're in a position here now where we've got there was contact, so it must be a penalty. You know, that's where we are. That for me, in my view, and like you said, we've only seen it from one angle. We can only ever see it from one angle. Was the most clear dive I have ever seen in my life. He got both his feet tucked up behind his backside, arms behind his head. You know, it was just absolutely ridiculous. And that sort of contact, let's take away the theatrics of the bloke who went down. Take that away. That sort of contact happens at every single corner in every single game up and down the country every week, every single week. And it's never, ever given. We've had a player have the shirt literally taken off his back, and it was not given. Yeah. There's a slight amount of contact. He's thrown his arms up in air. He's thrown his legs up in air because he was never getting to that ball in a million years, whether he got a push or otherwise, because he's too small. He shouldn't be in that position in first place. You know, he was the wrong player to be there for a start. It was just pathetic as far as I'm concerned. It really was ridiculous. But the referees bought it. And maybe, like Kev says there, for me, maybe it's Jordan Hugill's reputation. I don't know. Yeah. But, you know, when you see a player in the box go down with both arms up behind his head, both feet up touching his backside, it's never going to be a foul under any circumstances, because it's just like the classic pretending to dive pose, isn't it? Pathetic.
It is, but if he's already off balance and he's received a bit of a push, you do make these stupid shapes.
Oh, give up.
But it's called the tuck in diving. I mean,
it's a backward tuck, isn't it?
It is a backward tuck with your head, your feet in the air. It's pathetic. I mean, personally, Mick mentioned, Raggett got his jersey pulled off him 2 or 3 games ago, and we didn't get a penalty. I mean, what is a penalty nowadays? I mean, I've watched 2 football matches today on the telly, where every sodding corner there's somebody who's not even looking at the ball, wrestling a bloke round the back of the 6-yard box, and nothing is generally given. Every now and again they're given, but we had one that one on Saturday was ridiculous because out of the blue, it's like, oh, well, what's he done? He's touched him, and the bloke's gone and done some kind of triple salto. And I don't know what is. It's like the handball rule. I don't know what's right now and what's wrong. What is a penalty? What isn't a penalty? I don't know. I've been watching this game too long, really, because I'm confused now.
I do agree with that.
I don't think anybody knows what is a foul and what isn't a foul. And well, we go through this week after week, don't we? There's no point
because it'll happen again and again and again.
Yeah.
It's like ones what are inside box and outside box. That for me, if that's outside box, referee's got more time to see it, and it's probably likely not going to be given. Yet then a little pull outside the box is given, inside it's not given. So it's just bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
Bonkers is a good word.
Yeah,
bonkers.
Phil thinks it is a Stonewall penalty. He got the wrong side of his opponent. Poor for experience, especially he had the chance to position himself better for the cross. Keltham saying the same thing. Poor around by Hugo, let the guy get in front. Paul Rhodes saying the player went down like he'd been shot.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. And shot back and all, not from him back.
Scott Kent says, give their free decision to make whether he's fouled or not. It was stupidity.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I can only agree with that to a certain amount, Scott. Sorry, Steve. He gave the referee a decision to make. Yes, so did him who ragged shirt off, but he didn't make the decision, did he? The referee's still got to use his experience and his his knowledge of the game and see. He's been a referee a while, as most of these people have, and he will have seen over the years, like we all have, how footballers behave when they get a little nudge it back or they get a little trip and whatever else. We can see it. And we all know it. We all recognise it. But
it's like when there's
go on, sorry.
When a foul's given, and you can see that the guy is on his way down before he's even been touched, because that's how they kind of taught the dark arts. On your way down, and you're going to get a touch, and you get a free kick. It's like a lot of the penalties that are given for a keeper. Clipping somebody who's just pushed the ball past them. They're on the way down a lot of the time, hoping that they're going to trip over the goalkeeper's arms. I don't know.
Billy Sharp. Billy Sharp for Doncaster last week was a prime example of that. Billy Sharp went down at least 5 or 6 times in first half, and won a free kick. I don't think there was a foul for any of them, but he won the free kick. So but then again, it's like if it happens for us, I don't know If it happens for us, we kind of all for it, aren't we? But I think it's just the way.
We take it, don't we?
Yeah. There's a way of solving it, by the way. There is a way of solving this. All you got to do, and I think I've said it before, just leave all your attackers up. Leave 3 or 4 up. Push everyone up. Have 7 on halfway line. And guess what? They're taking 7 back with him. There's not many in box. Know what's going to happen. I'd love to see that.
I would love to see that, to be fair.
Never going to happen, is it?
Yeah.
High risk strategy.
Yeah. Wolf says, I hope Hugo wins as a penalty in the coming weeks. Amount of times, especially recently, he doesn't get the decisions from referees. It's crazy. It doesn't help himself at times, but he is due a break. Yeah, it doesn't help himself. Jordan Hugo has a reputation in football. Yeah. It certainly doesn't Rotherham United, so I assume in football as well.
Again, like the point there is, whenever we've got a corner, every single time we have a corner, Jordan Hugo is fouled much worse than that. Every time, almost without fail. But it's never given.
I agree with
that.
Hampshire mentioned that, didn't he? Hampshire mentioned that post-match. He didn't want to really say it, but he obviously did in the end.
It's the C word, isn't it? The consistency.
I wonder where that will go in then.
Got me here.
Look at me dropping C-bomb on here. Consistency.
There's other words we could use for our performance at weekend, aren't they? We're beginning with C.
Neil says, these days, when a team gets a penalty, the ball never goes in the spot. It also goes in front of the spot. Yeah, I do. That's like a corner in it. It's like to hang over. Consistency in League One. Josh Council laughs. Yeah.
Well, but again, it's more consistent than it is in Championship. I still stand by that.
Yeah, we had this conversation last night, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
We'll not bring it up again. But then when you go 2-1 down, Steve, there's a lack of reaction. I know the Sean McWilliams injury is not going to help that, and the lack of options from the bench for the time being. But there's no real big opportunities we're talking about between now and the penalty and the end of the game, and it's that reaction again. There just seems to be a lack of reaction when things go badly. It's
creativity that worries me as well, because the last 20 minutes we actually knocked the ball around quite well. But then as soon as it's come to the moment where you've got to get in a quality ball into the box, we either lose it, trip over, or just hit the first man. The quality into the box at the moment, it can be, generally is appalling. And we let ourselves down with it because we knocked the ball around pretty well. I mean, Martha came on and started to cause a little bit of a problem down our left-hand side and their right-hand side. And he was knocking it inside, but we were just messing about with it. But then when we did have the opportunity, we couldn't get it across to any great effect. You know, people weren't there, or it was either a good cross, people weren't there, or it was a bad cross. It frustrated the hell out of me the last 20 minutes because you're expecting Alamo and all you get is, an afternoon at Aldi. It just don't work. We've got to be more accurate in whatever we do. Mick's mentioned it before. We lose the ball too often. And even when we kept the ball, we didn't do anything with it. And you think, God, come on, we've got a bit more quality now. So, yeah, I was very frustrated at the end of the game. Not necessarily because we'd lost 2-1, but that last 20 minutes killed me.
Yeah. Is there anything you see, Kev, there that's something you think, right, okay, in terms of quality in the final third, is there anything that's close? Because Joe Powell was one of those we were all earmarked at the start of the season. He's the guy that can unlock these things. That's not worked out. The rest of the other midfielders aren't really creative midfielders. Lots of workhorses in there. Is there anything else you can see that might change this kind of creative issue coming the next before window, I suppose?
Not really. I'd like to see some players back. I think Hall puts balls in box. I think Marth. For me, Marth, I don't know if he's carrying a knock again, but he should be starting every game. He's by far our most creative player. But yeah, Powell. I do like Powell, but he is so hit and miss. And some of his deliveries and some of his crossing to box, and his corners and set pieces are shocking at the minute. Maybe all like we said about psychologists and all that. A lot of it could be in the mentality. It's almost like we've still got that losing mentality. But as regards to creating chances, I just like to see the ball stuck in the box a hell of a lot more. There's so many occasions when we're at the halfway line, or we've got a throw in the opponent's half, and 3 seconds later it's at Cam Dawson's feet, and I'm like, what is going on here? We ain't got a long throw expert anymore. I used to love Rob Scott's long throws and whoever else who had long throws. They used to be best weapon we had, a bit in the corner. We just don't. We're just not simply. We're not putting the ball into the box enough. Whether it's a cross, a hoof, anything. We just got to get anything can happen once that ball's in there. It can take a deflection, a ricochet. We might get a penalty given once in a while. You never know. But unless it happens, we're never going to know, are we?
No.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Josh Caswell says, "Go Martha Hall, Coletta going forward are promising, and slightly McWilliams. They are, Mick, but." Gore is improved. We saw that Saturday. We saw that Saturday with a goal. That was massive. Hall and Coletta, I know Hall scored last week, but he hasn't really produced a proper final. His crossing's not been anything special. Coletta again, the ball in, but it was cleared, and Hugo's had to kind of react from. It hasn't come from a stunning cross from Coletta, so there isn't. But then it might come. Am I saying that? Am I maybe saying that it's not there, but it might come with those guys? Martha, I think, will come good eventually, but.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't. I can't believe you said that about Denzel Hall. I mean, crossing a ball from when he's playing centre back is not that easy, is it? You know what I mean?
If you can cross the ball, we haven't seen it yet, have we?
A lot of this, I think, we're going to have to wait until we can start and play with a bit of a settled side. Because you're playing players out of position constantly. Coletta's playing out of position. Hall's playing out of position. Martha's playing out of position. The three players there that. I think arguably all of us feel that there's some creativity with all those players. They've got to be playing regularly, and they've got to be playing in a position that they play regularly. Coletta is going to be a hell of a player, I'm sure. I'm absolutely positive about that. But he's young, he's raw, he's naive. He's not really played at this level before, but he's got all the attributes, and he will come good. Martha, I think Phil mentioned it somewhere in the comments there. I think it was Phil anyway. Is he a little bit lightweight at the moment? Yeah, he is. I think he is.
Martha, sorry.
Yeah. He needs to bulk up. but it will come because it's the skill level of that lad is it's beyond anything we have seen at this football club for a while, I suspect. And Denzel Hall, we know what he's capable of already, but again, he's not playing regularly in the position that we bought him for, essentially, because of injuries. So early doors, isn't it? It's still early doors.
His decision making is just a fundamental that we don't do very well.
Yeah.
Either at the back, in midfield, we take the wrong decision and consequently the ball gets lost, doesn't go into the box. I agree with both of you. It needs to be in the box more. Anything can happen when the ball's in the box.
Yeah.
Bubbling around, But yeah, we've got to be better at decisions, at making decisions when you got possession. And some of these young lads, it is naivety, and they'll get better and better with experience. Martha will kill when he starts to learn which pass to play at what specific moment. He'll be dynamite.
Yeah, he will.
I agree. He's the most exciting one, definitely.
Yeah,
we've got so far. Scott Kent was also about this. I think everybody bar Holmes and Nombe and probably Mick Williams now should be back next week. So that's a real positive going forward. And Raggett, sorry, Andrew, we mentioned. We've all forgot about Sean Raggett, bless him.
Yeah, I think we're Raggett's done it. And Gavin is mentioning Jamal Baptiste. Again, I'm really pleased with him. Yeah, given his experience and his age, he's not exactly showing that he's young and inexperienced, is it? He's going to be a quality player. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Matt Will said earlier, Hamshaw seemed at a loss to explain the latest Mark Allen's post-match interview about saying it was on him to fix it. That's tough when the mentality of the club away is to surrender. It was another interesting post-match, Steve. He's obviously very angry. It was similar to the last away game, Doncaster, where he just looks frustrated. And it was probably another example of instant post-match interviews being a bad idea, because you could see him kind of fuming and not being able to say what he wanted to say. Obviously, didn't come across great, but it's. How did you take his post-match? I find him weird to take after these games.
It was an angry man who was trying very hard not to let his anger out. Yeah, you could tell he just wanted to scream, really. I mean, like that podcast we did with Warney, at Portsmouth, where you can hear Richie Barker giving him a right roasting and Warney doing it as well. It's one of them where it would have been interesting to be in the changing rooms, because I think he's. I wouldn't say he's a man at the end of his tether, but he's at the end of his tether is to figure out why we're doing what we're doing away from home. And I think that got to, that, as Mick said, I think that was an interview that was probably about half an hour too early for him. He might have calmed down a little bit more half an hour afterwards, but I thought he was going to pop. But he'll be right. He shows he cares. I mean, he really does, and he does it in a more, what's the word? Can't think of the word, but he does it better than Evans did. Evans used to let himself down when he was that angry, a little bit.
Yeah, he accepts responsibility, is what he does.
Yeah, he does. He says it's on me to fix, and it's the way to say. I mean, apparently Amarin's done the same this afternoon for Man United. Instead of tearing into his players, he says, "Well, it's down to me." Right, okay. So you're the one that played shit, was it? But yeah, it's part and parcel of it. I'm sure he'll get it right, but it is testing my powers of positivity, and I'm desperate to get to October.
Come on, Steve, you can do it.
Totally. I'm trying hard.
You can do it, mate.
I'm going to burst as well, but there you go.
We've been here before. We've been here a lot of times before.
Well, we've been here too many times, haven't we? We're back to normal Rotherham United rather than that last 15 years where it's been really good. Every season is an event.
Yeah. Now we're very much in the middle of all that, aren't we? Middle ground. Matt Miller says it was measured. He did his best to be measured whilst we could all feel the anger at the same time.
Yeah. There's the steam coming out of his ear holes.
Yeah, exactly. What could you see changing next week, Kevin? Are these injuries coming back? So we probably have Sharif back. We'll probably get Tete back. Although Sharif might be a week early, but Hall will be back. Is that enough against Stockport next week, or is it still hard work? I mean, we're at home, which helps.
Yeah, we're at home. It's a tough game. I mean, Stockport are underperforming as well. If I'm honest, I thought they'd be up there again, but I did say beginning of the season, Stockport could have probably had too good a season last year. I didn't think they'd be as good. They were unlucky against Cardiff. I think Cardiff scored 95th minute equaliser at the weekend to draw 1-1. Good team. It's going to be a very tough game. We desperately need them players back, and it's all about we need an early goal. Well, we need nearly 2 goals because we hit 1 goal. It's not enough. We know that from experience. We need a couple of goals, settle the natives, go in at half time 1 or 2 up, and come out and actually hang on to a lead if we get in front, obviously. But we just want to see some. I think the players come back will help. They've got to. And going back to what Amir his interview, I think we've got to understand is a guy who loves his football club, who's been is a fan of the club, not just been an assistant to one, he was a fan as well. And he wants to succeed much more than we do. And these performances will be hurting him, and he'll be questioning his own belief whether he's actually the man for the job. And I think every fan wants him to succeed. But he's clearly frustrated by probably a lot of things. The injury crisis we've got, because it is a crisis. Something's happening, so he's got to deal with that off the pitch. Try and work out why the hell we keep getting all these injuries. Yeah. He's got to deal with the fans are split at the minute. If I'm honest, there's a 50-50 split on whether they should stay or whether he should go. So he's dealing with that as well. So he's up against it. He knows he is, and he knows Tony Stewart's background. Look, 10 managers in 10 years. If 5 more games go out a win, sadly, he's going to lose his job. So he knows he's against it. So, yeah, maybe there's a bit of frustration, a bit of anger, and just praying, I suppose, that things turn around, and hopefully it starts on Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, I actually disagree with the split thing. I think there's less fans want him out than there are that want him to stay.
I've seen a lot of comments.
It's a bit of an echo chamber, those social media, isn't it? I mean, it's the usual people I see that come on as soon as there's an effort to do it. But let's face it, there's several thousand that don't even bother with social media. And you'll feel it in the ground. And it's, when Evans got to the end of it, you could feel it in the ground around that Crawley time. I think there's a lot of people at the moment just waiting to see how this goes and hoping to God that it's going to work. But you'll always have a section of any fan base that just wants the manager out as soon as you lose, because that's how it works in their mind.
I do think everyone wants him to succeed. I think the fans who are saying out are the ones who maybe think he's not experienced enough to do this. But he's got to start somewhere. It's his first managerial job. That's why we keep saying he needs time. He's got to have time. The haters might be proven right. He might not be the man for the job, but he's got to be given time. He's got to be able to see the results.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Anything to add, Mick?
No, I agree wholeheartedly. We've got to give him time, and time is not 3 weeks. Or the first week that we lose a game, everybody throws Teddy out at cot. Not everybody, but people start throwing Teddy's out at cot. It's just some people don't have the mental toolkit to deal with a defeat. That's just how it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Patience in adversity.
Yeah, absolutely. It appears, and it comes as a shock to some people every week that you can actually lose, and nobody might. It might be that nobody's actually to blame for it and all.
We should be used to it by now. Haven't we lost the second most amount of games in the last 10 years or something like that?
In the history of the world, as far as I'm aware.
The last 10 years, second most amount of games.
Yeah. So,
although I think time only started at 3:45 yesterday afternoon, as far as I'm aware, based on that this is the worst Rotherham team in the history of all time. Time only started at 3:45 Saturday.
In the last 10 years, we've had the second most losses out of the whole football league. We're also second in the table of most Wembley wins. So there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
You have to take the rough with the smooth.
There's always a silver lining.
Yeah.
Again, we should be used to this as Rotherham fans. We should be used to all this. This is nothing. None of this is new, is it?
This is the thing, isn't it? If you're not used to it, maybe being a Rotherham fan's not for you. You know what I mean?
No.
It probably just didn't.
So, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I think Josh made a comment about the home form. So if the home form slips and the away form doesn't improve,
Oh yeah.
then that's a recipe for disaster. Sadly. But how many times we talked about this last year and the year before that about the pressure that builds on Evans because the away form was when the home form slipped, and it was the same with Matt Taylor. Go on, Mick.
Pressure didn't build on Evans because of that, though, did it? That's not why the pressure built on Evans. There was zero improvement, no improvement, none at all at any point.
But that's what I'm saying.
Of his tenure.
But that's what I'm saying. If there'd been a slight improvement away from home, winning 3 or 4 more away games, the pressure wouldn't have built up as much because you would have had those wins.
We've seen 10 times as much improvement under Hampshire in the last 3 games as we saw the whole of last season. So I'm sorry, but that in my opinion, by the way, I'm not stating that as a fact, just my view.
Yeah. Okay.
When anybody clips it and starts making me look at any more of one than I already am.
Yeah. On a side note, Paul Rhodes says Bailey's are doing a chocolate orange flavour for Christmas.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a bit sweet. That
I don't know.
Nick's not been in comments tonight. So he messaged me the other day about this game-changing Terry's egg thing. Caramel egg.
Caramel one.
Yeah. I've not done it yet.
Okay.
I'll be going for that Bailey. I'll be going for that Bailey's one. Love Bailey.
Orange Bailey's.
Yeah.
Sounds nice that.
I
got some Hotel Chocolat, Black Forest Gateau, hot chocolate over there. It was beautiful.
Really?
Oh, God.
Really nice, yeah.
Fair enough.
Can we do an episode on that then?
It might be more entertaining than talking about Rotherham United.
With an illustrative, you have to bring a mug of it.
Yeah. So yeah, keep us updated, Mick, on the chocolate orange, the salted caramel chocolate orange, as and when.
Yeah, not sure. I'm not sure I'm buying it, but
fair enough.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I think Steve's going to do it first. Matt Miller, at least we're not Sheffield Wednesday fans or Sheffield United fans. I know Gaz was in the comments tonight, but Sheffield United fans as well. So, yeah,
that's a bizarre thing that's going down at Bramall Lane, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
What the hell?
It screams owners that don't have a clue, doesn't it? It's screaming.
Yeah, it does.
Did I not read somewhere that they appointed him via AI or something? I don't know. I read. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, I talked to somebody yesterday who basically said that they've not got a football guy in to work with AI. They've just got AI to decide everything, signs, manager, everything.
Wow.
Unsurprisingly, it's been a disaster.
Yeah, but the talk is now that they're looking to bring Wilder back. Whether that's just talk or what, I don't know. You know?
Yeah, that's a hot tip.
Yeah.
Which that screams even more that they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or on the flip side of that, what it also might scream is a bit of a player revolt.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I watched the game on Friday and they were appalling.
Shall I tell you, they reminded me so much of us in the Championship last time out. They might as well have been wearing this shirt rather than the striped one.
Yeah.
You know, because it was just so much like us.
And the squad they've got is unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a squad they've got.
But
him is on bench.
Yeah, what all about?
No.
Yeah,
but they had a chance to buy Victor. They could have bought Victor. They bought him. What about? Anyway, sorry.
Anyway,
moving on.
New York Talk, chocolate reviews chocolate. Harry, I feel a spin-off coming on.
Chocolate and car parks.
Car parks. Well, we're going to create a subscriber section of our paid subscription for chocolate chat and car park chat.
The car park. I downloaded a car park app last night and it worked.
Really?
That sounds very much like something you shouldn't be doing, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Oh God, I better delete it down to
Anyway,
£2.50.
there we go. Is there anything else we need to mention before we wrap it up? Because obviously it's descended into nonsense.
It's bedtime.
Joshua Caswell needs some potential personal advice. Which chocolates are best for making up with your girlfriend? Would you after eight's a good shout?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Play
don't
that
know.
game,
I've
can't you? Where you
been
put your
married.
forehead. Put your forehead and try and get in your mouth without
Yeah.
touching it. So you put it there, you have to go and try and get into your mouth without touching it. You've not played that? It's really good. That's right, good, yeah.
Lily O'Brien are the other one, aren't they? They're the good ones as well.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I've been married.
posh
I've been
one.
married 33 years. You don't make up, so the chocolate question becomes redundant. Sorry, lads, I can't help.
Bill's got it right. Josh, there you go. Buy the marathon. Or Snickers.
Dirty
Snickers
nuts,
as they are now.
Ferrero Rocher is a good shout, I think.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah.
Good shout.
The best thing to do, Josh, is just to buy loads. Buy like 20 different chocolates, and every time you upset, just try it, see if it works. And after that one, you move on to the next one.
Process of elimination.
Flowers, not chocolate.
Flowers is a good shout as well. This is another branch of New York Talk we appear to be going down. New York Talk Agony Aunt section. Again, coming to paid subscribers.
Dear Matthew, starting next Sunday.
Exactly. Right, there we go. We'll knock it out. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you check out the third shot as well, which we'll keep talking about over the next season. And go over to Kevin and everywhere else on there. Josh Caswell's the first paid subscriber for the New York Talk Agony Aunt section. Thank you very much, Josh. Appreciate it. If you're listening on iTunes and Spotify, make sure you subscribe, follow, whatever it allows you to do. We will be back on Thursday, which will be a preview of the Stockport game. We will get a scout report done for Stockport. That's all lined up to start this week. There wasn't one for Wimbledon. There will be one. And the instant reaction will return next week as well. Thank you, Mick. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Kev. It's been good fun tonight. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. And as always, up the Millers.
Up the Millers.
Comes for more. 2 for Jensen, 2 for Rotherham. Shoots. Ravel. Vicious, but brilliant. The sweetest feeling for Rotherham United. Wood's got round the back, and Richard Wood has done it again. It's done. It's Georgie Kelly.
Do me a favor, drop me off in